Thank you, Pops, for that clarification. So this is the restricted area. Anytime there's a fast break, and we have a fast break, anytime there's a fast break, the defender must be outside the restricted area. So regardless of, really, regardless of the offensive player, anytime that the defender has not made his way outside the restricted area, he's 1 foot in, toe up, but just the heel is still over the line, it's going to automatically be blocked. But even if we just take this out, right here, and we just referee this play, we have an airborne shooter, and we have a defender trying to take a charge, but then realizing on second, I'm not going to get there in time, so I'm really trying to brace myself but move at the same time, it's a block. This is a tough play. This is a tough play. And I'm going to tell y'all, this is what happened to us in our session. You take this play, you take 15 to 16 officials, and you get different answers. Regardless of who you are, professional, NCAA, high school, that's just because that's the nature of basketball and just everybody taking their own philosophy and saying, well, I think it's this, I think it's that, no, I think it's this, I think it's that. But when you just break it down, if you just say, was Fisher outside the restricted area? And we're going to look at it one more time. Was he outside the restricted area when the contact happened? And second of all, did he allow the offensive player to land? So let's look at it again, knowing those things, knowing our guidelines and our rules. Let's look at it, Albert. Was he outside the restricted area? See, that really makes I hope it helps with the men's, NCAA men's. It makes it a lot easier when I can go down the floor and I see the restricted area and I'm supposed to be refereeing a defender and I say, oh, he's in, oh, contact, oh, that's a block. And if a coach goes crazy, if a guy actually takes the charge and goes crazy, it's easier for me to say, boop, boom, restricted area. Like, that is so easy, because now I ain't got to really explain anything. I can go and say, hey, Phil, Jackson, oh, Phil's like this. Hey, Phil, restricted area.
Hey, Mark, on this play, where Fisher's playing defense at, his initial defensive position is outside of it, and then of course he's going backwards. But also look at the offensive player. He probably goes 3-4 feet forward from the time he leaves the ground. He's going to create contact also on the play. Even though, because he starts, his shot is originated outside of the restricted area and he ends up inside. So is he not allowed to play defense?
He's allowed.
And
he's allowed to play defense, but he can only play defense vertically.
Okay. So offensively, he's creating it. I mean, just watch the play.
Even if he creates it, Fisher is inside the restricted area.
But he doesn't start there, though. Even though
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter?
Because the point of contact happened when? In the restricted area. Now, if Fisher was outside the restricted area and jumps, and even if he's trying to avoid it, and it happens here, offensive foul, if he comes through him.
Okay.
But what happens is, I'm initially good, I get back here, he's still coming towards me, the onus is always on the defender. Offensive has rights to the goal once you're in the restricted area. And that's why offensive players know that. Oh, you in the restricted area? Oh, I'm going to dunk on you, knowing it's going to be a block, regardless, because you're in the restricted area. So I'm going this way, however way you want it, on the frame, I'm going. That's just that. That's why in the professional game, in the professional game, the restricted area is there to create that. That's what the NBA wants. They want Kobe, LeBron, they want all of them to keep go to the rim. And we're gonna put this restricted area right there just for that reason. Either the offensive player is gonna have an offensive foul by doing what we talked about last week, ward off, kick, whatever, or the defender is gonna have to do what? Beat him to the spot outside the restricted area. That's for all my professional people and college, hopefully, men. And if the women get that, I'm going to the Final Four. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Let's take a look at one. Let's take a look at one more play. And this is go to number 3. Do 3. And I think I had this one under coverage, which is what we want to talk about next week.
53%, 54%. 56-47. This will be an offensive foul. Callahan saw.
Stop it, Alan. Stop it. Stop it. Did anybody see the offensive foul?
Can you turn the light off, Alan?
Oh.
Light off.
Hey, Alan, replay it. Ooh, I almost fell off.
54%. 56-47.
Stop. Stop it. Anybody see it? No. The whistle blew before the swim. The whistle blew before that. Anybody else see it? Whose primary is that? Okay, we're in college men's. Okay, college men's. We know it's down the middle, out to the 3-point, back up to this little point here. Correct?
Correct.
No. Oh, it's outside here. Okay, right there, the 3-point, in, middle of the lane, up. Okay, so whose primary is that in this area here?
The lead.
About the lead, dual area, trail as well. Okay, who makes the call? Trail. Okay, I had this under coverage too. Alan, when you play it, you guys are going to see what the call. Remember earlier I said offensive fouls deal with just regular stuff. Like, it don't have to be a lot of stuff. It's holds, barely push them, get your hand off them. How many people have seen that? You got defender playing defense, offensive players dribbling, and the hand is right there, and he does what? Who calls a foul then all the time? Offensive foul. Who calls offensive foul? No, nobody. Nobody ever calls offensive foul. And then what happens? You do this. Defender does what?
Push.
Oh, okay. So now you call it on him, but then he did what? Offense. That's not. Let you know right now. This is an offensive foul. This is called what? Illegal contact. That's illegal contact. That's not one of those. I'm just gonna let him play it through. Because now what happens is you put that scenario. Like Ed Rush tells us, put that scenario in the fourth quarter, what'd you call it? Put that scenario in the first quarter, what'd you call it? All right, keep it going, Alan.
54%. 56-47. This will be an offensive foul. Callahan.
Keep it playing. Pause. Go back a little bit, Alan. He's doing what? So as soon as Carmelo Anthony, and this is as you start going to the next level, you start finding out the players get smarter and smarter. Any player in the NBA that posts up, and any college player that's trying to get to the next level, Hakeem and all of them is teaching them this. If you post up and you feel a guy on your right hip, and you kind of know that there's nobody baseline, you can beat this guy. If you grab his jersey from the right side, even if you're a right-handed player, if you grab him from the right side and hold him, as soon as you get the ball, his momentum is going where?
To his right.
To his right.
You're going left.
And your momentum is going where?
Left.
Got you. So we got to be aware that this isn't just one of those, what we see sometimes, we see a hold and we kind of let it go, hey, stop that. No. I didn't hit the mic, mess the mic up. But we can't do that. This here is a what? Offensive foul. So I talked to Duke. This is Duke working the game. Duke is my mentor. Okay? I said, Duke, why did you call that foul? And there was something else previously. It was kind of marginal, but yet it was still like, okay, it was you can see the shirt go. So Duke said, well, Marcus, this foul is a point of emphasis for us. That foul, it wasn't. I said, that don't make any sense then. So Duke says, I let that foul go. I let that play, I won't say foul. I let that play go because it had no bearing on the game. You see this, but the defender had nothing to do with it. This, the defender can't play defense. Can't play defense. You play down there, the defender can still play defense. Now, had it been anything egregious, pulling me, and now I'm jerking back, you pulling me, I can't go anywhere, different story. This play here, you're pulling him, he can't go anywhere. get it early.
All back on. Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. So this, you get this early, and you take care of all of the ugly stuff that's going to happen later. Basically, that's what he was trying to tell me. But he was going on and doing some other in-depth stuff as well that NBA officials do that George and them don't like. But an offensive foul, it could be a shirt grab, real simple. It could be as simple as a knee. And a lot of that stuff, what do? What have we been taught, really? Let me not say what have we been taught? Advantage, disadvantage, talk to them when they first, you know. What is it?
Game interrupter.
Oh, it's a game interrupter, don't. Better scratch that in your mind right now. I'm telling you right now. If you're trying to get to the next level, scratch that. Scratch that. You got to call the foul as an offensive foul. Swipe, hold, a grab. Those subtle offensive fouls that we think, it's a game interrupter. You have to blow your whistle at the next level. You have to blow your whistle. I'm going to leave it with this. Turn this around, and this is Carmelo Anthony, just playing defense. And he gets grabbed. What is he going to tell Duke? Hey man, he holds me when he gets down because he already knows what the offensive player is trying to do. So if you don't call it the first time, Carmelo Anthony then does what? Okay, well you didn't call it down there, so I'm gonna get you down here. Then what happens? We come down here, and it's a chess match. Now what they're gonna do is it's gonna get rougher, it's gonna get physical, because now they're gonna say, I'm gonna keep doing it until what? Until you call it. And by the time you call it, it's either gonna be what? Technical foul, flagrant foul, 1 or 2, ejections, Ron Artest in the stands, all that's about to happen. So just call it foul. I'm gonna leave it with that, offensive foul. And come back next week, we're gonna talk about coverage. You're gonna see some amazing stuff about coverage that blew my mind.
One thing on this video too, the league was just coming on. He wasn't there yet.
That's why I had this in the coverage too.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Right, bro.
Just keep trying. Some stuff you have to look. Some stuff you got to keep searching. Okay.